Devarim. Words through the prophet Moshe. Deuteronomy chapter 23. He that is wounded in the stones, or hath his privy member cut off, shall not enter into the assembly of Yahweh. A bastard shall not enter into the assembly of Yahweh. Even to the 10th generation shall none of his enter into the assembly of Yahweh. A Ammoni or a Moabi shall not enter into the assembly of Yahweh. Even to the 10th generation shall none belonging to them enter into the assembly of Yahweh forever. Because they met you not with bread and water in the way, when ye came forth out of Mitzrayim, and because they hired against thee Balaam the son of Beor from Pathur of Ram Naharaim to curse thee. Nevertheless, Yahweh thy God would not hearken to Balaam, but Yahweh thy God turned the curse into a blessing to thee, because Yahweh thy God loved thee. Thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity all thy days forever. Thou shalt not abhor Ahadomi, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor a Mithri, because thou wast a sojourner in his land. The children of the 3rd generation that are born to them shall enter into the assembly of Yahweh. When thou goest forth in camp against thy enemies, then thou shalt keep thee from every evil thing. If there be among you any man that is not clean by reason of that which chanceth him by night, then shall he go abroad out of the camp, he shall not come within the camp. But it shall be, when evening cometh on, he shall bathe himself in water, and as the sun is coming, he shall come within the camp. Thou shalt have a place also outside the camp, whither thou shalt go forth abroad. And thou shalt have a paddle among thy weapons, and it shall be, when thou sittest down abroad, thou shalt dig therewith, and shalt turn back, and cover thy excrement. For Yahweh thy God walketh in the midst of thy camp, to deliver thee, and to give up thy enemies before thee. Therefore shall thy camp be holy, that he may not see a nakedness of a thing in thee, and turn away from thee. Thou shalt not deliver to his master a servant that is escaped from his master to thee. He shall dwell with thee in the midst of thee, in the place which he shall choose, within one of thy gates, where it pleaseth him best. Thou shalt not oppress him. There shall be no prostitute of the daughters of Yisrael, neither shall there be a male prostitute of the sons of Yisrael. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a harlot, or the wages of a dog, into the house of Yahweh thy God for any vow, for even both these are an abomination to Yahweh thy God. Thou shalt not lend upon interest to thy brother, interest of money, interest of victuals, interest of anything that is lent upon interest. To a foreigner thou mayest lend upon interest, but to thy brother thou shalt not lend upon interest, that Yahweh thy God may bless thee in all that thou puttest thy hand to in the land whither thou goest in to possess it. When thou shalt vow a vow to Yahweh thy God, thou shalt not be slack to pay it, For Yahweh thy God will surely require it of thee, and it would be sin in thee. But if thou shalt forbear to vow, it shall be no sin in thee. That which is gone out of thy lips, thou shalt observe and do, according as thou hast vowed to Yahweh thy God, a freewill offering which thou hast promised with thy mouth. When thou comest into thy neighbour's vineyard, then thou mayest eat of grapes thy fill at thy own pleasure, but thou shalt not put any in thy vessel. When thou comest into thy neighbour's standing grain, then thou mayest pluck the ears with thy hand, but thou shalt not move a sickle to thy neighbour's standing grain.